Right now, our friend Ken Decoster is here from the Sheriff's Office and Rockford Crime Stoppers. How are you?
Riley, I'm doing great. How you doing, buddy?
I've got nothing to complain about other than, the usual stuff that people complain about.
No, you're actually, you are always you're an optimist. You're always upbeat.
I try to be.
Just because, I think the older we get, hopefully the more we realize that, just try to be as positive as possible, because nobody wants to hear you complain.
Oh, God, no.
We all have issues.
Yes, we do.
You have more than most of us.
More than 3 or 4 people. And, it's Amy's job as my wife/therapist to hear those things.
Saint Amy?
Saint Amy.
Yes.
Yes. Whose canonization should just smoothly go right through the Vatican with no trouble whatsoever. All right. It's been a busy time with law enforcement, as always, around here.
Yes, Riley, and I do want to thank Georgette Braun with the Register-Star for keeping the missing persons story involving Emily Anderson, 25-year-old woman from Loves Park. She went missing June 19th. I know you have spoken. You've interviewed her
sister,
Emily's sister. And at this point, Loves Park police are treating the disappearance of Emily Anderson as a missing person case. Anderson is 5'5". She weighs 130 pounds. She has dark brown hair, green eyes. She has an image of a phoenix tattooed on her left arm and one of books on her right. Anyone with information concerning the whereabouts of Emily Ann Anderson should contact Loves Park Police at 815-654-5015. I just can't imagine the grief that Emily's father and sister are going through right now.
No, and looking for information and keeping the hope alive, and you see the signs, and there's been much made of it and much made to make sure that the awareness level was up there. So like you said, I appreciate Georgette doing that, and hopefully there's still time for good news.
She was last seen in her 2002 two-door silver Pontiac Grand Am. That car has a license plate number V414149. She just gotten off work at her bartending job at Shooters, and then went to met up with some friends at Neighbors Bar and Grill across from her workplace. A bartender there told Caitlin Anderson's sister that Emily closed her tab down about 2 a.m. Then she went to Steak and Shake in Machesney Park, which didn't have a security camera in use. So hopefully just keeping the story out there will lead to some sort of closure.
Yep. Keep your eyes open. Descriptions are everywhere, too.
Riley, last night, 2 men armed with a handgun made off with an undisclosed amount of money when they robbed the Alpine Bank branch inside the Charles Street Schnucks grocery store. The robbery was reported shortly before 5:50 p.m. yesterday. Police said 2 men approached the bank tellers displaying a handgun, demanded and received money, and ran out of the store. The first man is described as a black male, about 5'10", with a thin build, wearing dark clothing with dark hair. The second man, who is described as black, about 6 feet tall, wearing dark clothing and fake hair. Anyone with information about the robbery is asked to call the Rockford Police Department at 779-500-6555 or Crime Stoppers at 963-7867. This same Alpine Bank branch was robbed a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, it's the amount of bank robberies that take place coast to coast every year. I was just punching up the number, and I just had it a second ago. It's a staggering number. Okay, the story that I was looking at is completely disappeared, but it's not one of those little happening sorts of crimes. Mm-hmm. You see it happening a lot.
If I tried to pull off a bank heist, I'd be caught within like 10 seconds.
Yeah, and see, and the most amusing one recently was the guy who wanted to go to prison because he had a really unhappy marriage and was hoping to be sent to prison to get away from his wife. They didn't get along, so he went and he robbed, and he sat down right on the floor and shoved the money away from him and just sat there with his hands out, so he didn't have a weapon, waited for the cops to come. Right. The judge
sentenced him to home confinement.
Sentenced him to home confinement.
I think I saw you retweet that. the Twitter account was "You had one job," or "You have one job."
You had one job to get yourself thrown into prison, and you couldn't even get that one done right. Fail. And it was remarked upon that the judge said it with somewhat of a smirk on his face when he gave him the home confinement.
Very, very good. I love it. This story is just, every once in a while, something crosses my desk that just irks me, and I'm sure you'll appreciate this, Riley. This is from Rockford Police. On Sunday, July 16th at about 1:30 p.m., patrol officers from the Rockford Police Department responded to the 2000 block of Dresden Avenue in reference to an attempted robbery. When they arrived, police learned that the 83-year-old victim was outside near her car when she was approached by 3 suspects, one of whom was armed with a handgun and threatened the victim. The suspects then attempted unsuccessfully to pull the victim's purse away from her. The victim began screaming for help, and the suspects fled the area on foot, like the cowards they are.
Right.
That's me adding my own editorial comment.
Right.
A short time later, officers located the 3 suspects walking on Halstead Road. 2 of the suspects were taken into custody, and the 3rd fled on foot. A canine was used to track the suspect with negative results. A BB gun that is believed to have been used in the incident was recovered. Detectives from the Rockford Police Department conducted a follow-up investigation into the incident, which was reviewed by the Winnebago County State's Attorney's Office. As a result, charges were authorized against 2 of the suspects, 18-year-old Joshua Mittelstad and 18-year-old Darius Barker. Both suspects were arrested for attempted aggravated robbery and attempted robbery, the victim being over the age of 60. As I mentioned, she's an 83-year-old woman who actually did the right thing. She screamed for help, and the 3 suspects, according to police, got scared and took off on foot. But again, here's a case of 3 young men.
Right.
One armed with a BB gun, but I mean, it looks...
yeah, you tell me what it is that quick.
Right. God knows I couldn't tell you. And they chose, their prey was an 83-year-old woman. They tried to take her purse.
Yeah. So, whatever happens to you after doing something like that, well, so be it.
There is a 3rd suspect police are looking for. Anyone with information is asked to call Rockford Police, 779-500-6551, or Rockford Crime Stoppers at 815-963-7867. This from Channel 17. Rockford Police are looking for 2 men who robbed a man around noon on Seminary Street. This would have been on Sunday, taking, among other things, his wedding ring. The victim tells police he was walking in the 1000 block of Seminary, and I made a mistake. This happened yesterday, on Monday. The victim was telling police he was walking in the 1000 block of Seminary when 2 men approached him. One of the men implied he had a gun and threatened to shoot him if he did not cooperate. As the 39-year-old victim stood there, the other man went through his pockets, taking his wallet, phone, and wedding ring. As of yesterday afternoon, police were still on the scene, including a canine. A detailed description of the robbery suspects is not available at this time. Seminary Street, which is located on Rockford's near east side, has been a hotspot for criminal activity in recent months. Back in February, 2 teens walking in the 700 block of Seminary barely escaped serious injury when gunmen in a vehicle opened fire on them. One of the teens found a bullet hole in his pants leg, but neither was wounded. If you have any information concerning the robbery on Seminary yesterday, give Rockford Police a call, 779-500-6551. On Saturday of this past Saturday, about 2:15 p.m., police were on patrol when they observed a vehicle pull into the parking lot in the 900 block of Acorn Street. Police observed the driver to be a 20-year-old Rockford resident by the name of Michael Blue. Officers learned that Blue was on parole and did not have a valid driver's license. Officers conducted a traffic stop, found him to be in possession of a firearm. He was taken into custody without incident. The Winnebago County State's Attorney's Office has authorized the following charges: unlawful use of a weapon by a felon and no valid driver's license. Michael Blue was transported to the Winnebago County Jail and lodged. So good police work.
Yeah, I was going to say excellent police work there.
Finally, Riley, we're looking for the following 4 individuals. 41-year-old Nick Tenner, Tenner, is a black man, 5'10", 210 pounds. He's wanted for armed robbery. 36-year-old Mike Townsend is a white man, 5'10", 180 pounds. He is wanted for aggravated DUI. 30-year-old Brandon Smith is a white man, 5'11", 160. He's wanted for retail theft. And finally, 21-year-old Matthew Bartz, B-A-R-T-Z, white man, 5'10", 180 pounds. He's wanted for a narcotics violation. If you know the whereabouts of any of these 4 individuals, or if you have information concerning any criminal activity in your area, give us a call at Rockford Crime Stoppers, 815-963-7867, or call us toll-free at 888-769-STOP. We get a lot of tips from good people out there with information concerning the whereabouts of people wanted on warrants. We get information concerning people who are basically fed up with what they believe to be criminal activity in their area, specifically drug houses,
right.
Short-term traffic coming and going day and night. And I can assure you that when we get information of this sort, we do pass it along to the detectives, either with the Rockford Police Department or the Sheriff's Office, or whatever the appropriate law enforcement agency is. We do follow through.
Absolutely. Go to rockfordcrimestoppers.com as well to find out a little bit more. Oh, and to wrap up the package, bank robberies, 2016, 4,251. According to the FBI, U.S. Department of Justice, Federal Bureau of Investigation, bank crime statistics. 3,733 commercial banks, 27 mutual savings banks, 65 savings and loans, 343 credit unions, 17 armored car carrying companies, and with a grand total of 4,251.
Wow.
So, yeah, for those who, there's just, a couple hundred bank robberies every year? Yeah, last year, 4,251. Ken, good to see you.
Riley, as always, thank you and WROK for your time.